You guys know those people who, well, they nitpick every single situation, the small, like the smallest. Okay, for my instance, I guess the smallest things first, and then the small things amount up to a big thing. And then when you hear about the big thing, you already knew what it was because, well, everything came together to, well, form a puzzle. You know those people? I'm one. To be honest, I overanalyze. Is my beard growing weird? I mean, my mustache. Um, I overanalyze everything, and I mean every little thing. I mean, I pick apart word for word what everything means, and I, in my mind, it's like everything needs to make sense, and if it does not, then I'm gonna make sense of it. It's like if you guys really pay attention to things, everything has a meaning. You know how they say like every joke has a little meaning to it? That type of thing. You see, like I feel like people don't say things for no reason. Like they just don't. And actions as well. Like people don't act the type of way towards you for no reason. And it's just about like again, it does come with over analyzing a situation for you to actually come up with the answer. Just I don't know how it is for some people, but it's like for me to actually like sleep peacefully, I need to make sense of something. But then for me, it's like even when things just don't make sense, I need something that I need something to click because I feel like something has to be like there's some logic to this is what it is because like I feel like everything has a meaning like every little thing all the big things like everything comes to a conclusion at some point and I don't know why my mind is like driven by questions and all these questions need answers and sometimes you know the best way to get a question is to go to the source but not you can't always get like an answer from that source depending on what you want to ask but like for me I will go down every single path and I mean every path of what this could be until I somewhat find because if you think about it take it like this someone says one thing, maybe let's just say a crush for instance. They say one little comment towards you, and you're like, you know, what could that mean? But like that was the first time you heard the comment, so it's just lingering. So you have like one thing here, and then you hear something else. Now you have two, and now you're like, okay, what is this? What is this? And you hear another, so now you're at three things. Okay, one more, four. Rock star. Now you're a rock star. No, I'm just joking. But now you're at four, and now you have four things, and it's like, then in the end, you're like these little things, like, do they mean anything? Do they mean anything? And then in the end, what happens in your head? You're like, no, this has to mean this. This has to mean this. Like he didn't say that for no reason. They didn't do that for no reason. Like this has to mean something. And then in the end, they end up telling you they like you. But here's the thing: you see these are your pieces. You have your two pieces here. All you had to do was put them together, and if only I had a better way to demonstrate this. What goes better, this and this? Yeah. And now you have your puzzle. But the thing is, you already knew. You already knew. That's the thing. But you guys just like put it past you. But I mean, for some people, like I understand, like you want, like some people want people to be more straightforward about things, and like those mixed signals, those little signs. Like not everyone's for that. Like it's more of like you speak up or you don't speak at all type thing. So I understand that. But I'm telling you guys, people do not say things for no reason. People do not do things for no reason. Pick up on the little body language and then it's gonna make sense when you see big bad reactions. It's gonna make sense. What you're thinking, trust me, it's not about being delusional all the time. I could tell you that for certain. It's really not. Like everything makes sense unless you're trying to like no, because the thing is, I can't even say make sense of things that don't make sense because, as I said before, like I make sense of things that I think don't make sense. But I'm saying I think don't make sense because in the end, it ends up making sense. So I guess it wouldn't apply in my instance. But for other people, like delusional people, I say for example, it's no, this is the thing, everything makes sense. I feel like everything makes sense. So even for delusional people, if you have a crush and you like they're really not paying you any attention, like they're not giving you no mind, they're not saying nothing, you're trying to talk to them, they're being dry. Again, you have your pieces, put that puzzle together. It should not take for them to tell you I don't like you for you to understand. the body language, it speaks for itself. The little words, it speaks for itself. It makes sense. If they're being distant, if they're not fucking with you, if they're like iffy when you talk to them, it comes off as like they don't want to talk to you, because they probably don't. They don't. They probably don't. They're not interested in you. So just take it with a grain of was it grain of salt? Take it with a grain of salt and walk away. Like, this is the thing. One thing I will never understand is a delusional person, because it's like, do y'all, it's like you don't even have to, because over analyzing, it comes with like taking like more steps. Like, you're trying to make sense of a lot of things at once. But for people who are just simply delusional, it's like, guys, like, it didn't even take a big I don't like you to understand. Just look at how that person's acting towards you. They don't speak to you on their own. You have to text them. You have to do this. They do not like you. They do not like you. So if you want to keep being delusional, I mean, one thing about it is go for it until you need to be shut down, because I guess there are some people who need to hear I don't like you for them to understand. But other times, like, people could hear that and they'll still get an idea like, oh, I have a chance. Don't be delusional, babes. Don't be delusional, babes. But again, don't be caught off guard by some bullshit either. Don't, like, if someone's looking at you, if someone just looked at you, like, they could think you're fine shit, or else they could just think you're shit. Okay? That's something you don't need to overanalyze. You don't. If they thought you was fine shit, maybe they'll double take, or maybe they'll double take because they're really checking to see if it was really shit. All right? Guys, just use your head. This is the thing. We all have a brain. That's one thing all humans have in common. You have a fucking brain. So as long as you have a brain and the ability to think with your brain and not your ass, then I don't understand how you're not paying attention, because I can say for certain, everything I've experienced, I've noticed things. I notice everything. I've noticed how the start is. When it comes to the middle point, I notice it's rocky. And then from that, I can be like, I feel like the end is coming. And when the end is coming, when it comes, sorry, I already know. Because the thing is, I'm paying attention every time. I'm paying attention. The person you're talking to, the person you're dealing with, your friend or whatever, a supposed friend, you know, it's always different. Watch. Like, I'm telling you, really watch. Like, when it's a good friend, you'll know. You don't doubt things. You don't think twice, like, oh, like, do they like me? You wouldn't think that about one of your friends who actually fuck with you. But if you have a friend and they're coming off like iffy-ish, and they're coming off like, I don't know, like, if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't do that. That's not your friend, and they're probably most definitely talking shit about you behind your back, and they probably don't fuck with you, if I'm being honest. Because some weird vibes, animosity, you don't pick that up from real friends. You pick that up from fake friends. And I'm telling you, trust your intuition. Your intuition does not lie. So what you're thinking, what you're trying to make sense of, I'm telling you, it probably is exactly what it is. But again, if you need to hear the answer and actually hear it out loud and actually see like a defined definition of what it is, then do it. But then after, when it happens, just tell yourself like, I already knew. You know, you have to expected it, because things, it's less of a letdown when you already expected it. I'm not saying the letdown isn't there, because like I said, it's less of a letdown, but in the end, you knew it was coming. So just start preparing yourself. If you feel like it's really coming, if you really feel, if your intuition is telling you, if that feeling in your gut is telling you it's coming, it probably is. It probably is. If you're dealing with someone and they're coming off like, sometimes when they get a little, when you guys get into like conflict and they're coming off like they're angry and like they might do something to you, take those little signs. It should not take for them to actually put their hands on you for you to realize that what you were thinking was right. Leave. And that's the thing you need to understand. Leave before it's too late, because some things that happen, it's unavoidable. In the end, it's unavoidable, but at first, it's definitely avoidable. So take the precautions, take your safety steps, and do what you have to do and get the fuck out of there. Do you understand? And that's the video for today, okay, guys? Pay attention. Fuck. I'm joking, guys. Hope you guys enjoy these videos. I'm still not crazy yet, so if you guys fuck with me, you fuck with me, and if you don't, well, you don't. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.